Welcome to the Bucket List Buster Travel Show. Your Bucket List Buster Travel Show helps you make your bucket list dreams come true. Host Karen Duncan spent decades running the travel business. She, along with other industry experts, share their knowledge, travel stories, and wisdom about how to travel, where to travel, and how to have a stress-free adventure. Tune in, give yourself permission to focus on yourself, create lifelong memories with families and friends, and finally learn to relax, rejuvenate, and reconnect. And here's the host of your show, Karen Duncan.
Aloha, buenos dias, ni hao, yahate, bula, guten tag, bonjour, jumbo, boa tarde, everything's Irie, and good afternoon. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Hello, I'm back. Yes, Karen Duncan here with your Bucket List Buster, and it is almost New Year's. Where the heck did 2018 go? I'm not sure. My husband and I were just talking about that today, and it's like this year has just flown by, but we've had so much going on in our life. We moved to Panama, so this time last year, I was packing things in my house to consolidate and figure out what we were going to need and not need, but actually to clear the house out a little bit so we could actually put it on the market. We put our house on the market in January. Who does that? Nobody does that, but we really lucked out. So in January of last year, the house went on the market and we got it sold, and now we're in Panama and we're just happy to be here. I'll always keep you updated about our life here, living as an expat. That'll be part of the show. We'll have some other people coming online several times to talk about their experiences of living as an expat. How do you make those decisions? How do you decide where to go? Well, today we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. I've got safety, I've got trips coming up this year. We've got some tips and tricks and trends and just all kinds of fun information that I hope you will enjoy. So let's just talk about it. So a lot of people, when they're thinking about going on trips, Mexico is huge. It is one of the top destinations. Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, places like that. And it's a top destination for expats who want to move outside of the United States or Canada. And even Europe. A lot of people move to Mexico. But let's just talk about Mexico right now and safety. Because a lot has been going on about things that have been happening in Mexico. And how do you decide if a destination is safe or not? And what steps do you need to take to find out the information that you need to find out? Well, Kate Murphy, president of Wings Travel Group, says Mexico has been facing some challenges with the tainted alcohol in Cancun, the disarmament of the police force in Acapulco due to drug corruption. And many airlines have actually cut their seats to Cancun for 2019, stating that people are not willing to travel there. They're concerned, and you have the right to be concerned. I can actually say that we haven't gotten a lot of requests through our travel agency, Peaks Cruises and Tours, for Mexico of late. The one trip we had planned for a couple this fall ended up getting canceled because of a hurricane. So there you go. But how do you know if it's sensationalism by the media or if there's actual danger? The media has been depicting Cancun and Cabo San Lucas as too dangerous for tourists to travel, when in fact the warning level from the U.S. Department and the U.K. and Italy are also providing some warnings on their websites, and we're going to talk about that website. So Yes to Mexico website offers statistics to help put Mexico's safety into context, according to them, quoting sources such as the New York Times, Miami Herald, and the Center of Aviation Crime Index Rate and the Mexico Tourism Board. So they're taking information from some sources that are not necessarily the folks that you look at in terms of safety. They're still dealing with some media perspective. And so that's when it gets really confusing on how to decide if a destination is safe for you. So I'm going to take a really quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to give you some resources on checking out how safe is a country that you're anticipating to travel, what the steps are that you need to take to let the U.S. and Canadian embassies know that you're traveling to certain destinations, and it's just backup to be so that we know that you're in a different country. So if anything jumps off, whether it's weather, if it's civil unrest like in Paris, you have the resources that you need to handle the stress of being taken care of when you need to get there. So this is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster. I'll be back in a minute. We're going to talk about safety this morning. Hey, this is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster and owner of Peaks Cruises and Tours. And guess what? We have some fantastic trips coming up for 2019 and 2020, actually. The first one I want to tell you about is the WLB, the Women Lunches Group here in Panama, is hosting a trip to Alaska in 2019 on Holland America, June the 23rd, 11 nights, including double Denali, Vancouver, Inside Passage, Fairbanks, a train ride, and the Yukon River boat excursion. If you're interested in finding out more about Alaska with the WLB, then give us a call at 512-529-3696. The other one that is going to be super exciting, if you've often wanted to do a river cruise, Viking Danube Waltz River Cruise, plus 3 days in Prague, one of my most favorite trips that I can remember. July the 20th through the 30th, 2019 on Viking. We'll hit Passau, Germany, Linz, Austria, Krems, Austria, Vienna, Austria, the capital of Vienna, Bratislava, Slovakia, Budapest, Hungary, and of course Prague, 3 nights in Prague. You can contact Peaks Cruises and Tours online, on Facebook, or call us at 1-512-529-3696 by voice, or you can WhatsApp us and we'll give you more details about these fantastic trips. Well, welcome back to your Bucket List Buster. Karen Duncan, your host here. So the question is, how do you decide if a destination is safe enough for you to travel? I always start with the U.S. State Department's travel advisory page that you can find online. That is the resource that you can count on for sure. It's impartial. It has nothing to do with the loss of tourism dollars if you put the right information out there. It is the information that you need to count on. So what you can do when you go to the site, there is a section for you to put in the country that you're about to travel to. And then the site will give you the warning information about that country. So for instance, they have a map, a color-coded map that shows you where the embassies and the consulates are that will be near where you'll be staying. And then it's color-coded. Red, do not travel. Yellow, increased caution. Yellow and black stripes, increased caution, contains areas with higher security risk. Black and white stripes, normal precaution, but contains areas with higher security risk. And then orange and black, reconsider travel, contains area with higher security risk. So it's really, really important that you take a look at the map and you can see where you're about to go and see what is color-coded. Then the second thing is on the site is called travel.state.gov/staying connected. These things can change immediately. You can sign up there and you can get instant messages on your cell phone if anything changes while you're already traveling. And that's really, really important, so that you can see if things, the people that were in Paris on vacation here recently, all of a sudden there's a civil unrest incident going on. And although it was not geared toward visitors to Paris, people got caught up in that, and that's possible. So when that happens, you will be notified, and the government will tell you what steps you need to take in order to remain safe. There's a traveler's checklist, safety and security messaging. There's a program called the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. To be honest, I just signed up for this myself the other day. It's Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. It's called STEP. And what you do is you can go in there, sign up with the State Department. And for instance, what I did was I signed us up because we're living out of the country. So they will email us anything that we need to know regarding safety in Panama while we're here. And if they need to get in contact with U.S. citizens, they can actually send people to your home if things are really getting hairy, to let you know what procedures need to be taken in case something terrible happens. We don't anticipate that because Panama is relatively safe. But that is a good program, and if you're going to travel someplace, you sign up for the STEP for that particular country that you're going to. And then if you're living abroad, it's a permanent, never-ending program that you can be taken care of. There's a traveler information section. There's a crisis abroad, be ready portion. Your health abroad, driving and road safety abroad, customs and import restrictions. And because every traveler is unique, you need to learn as much as you can before you travel. And I know we take for granted some of these places that we go. How many times have I been to Jamaica? And I've never looked at the site, except when I've heard that there's some civil unrest or some things going on. I do take a look at it if I hear something on the news, but I can say that I've never anticipated any problem. Now, when we were about to move to Panama, I did look it up to see if there were some things that we needed to be concerned about, because that's a long-term commitment. We're selling our house. We're getting rid of everything we own. So you want to know as much as you can. But there are different areas also that you need to look at. So, for instance, U.S. travelers in Europe, high-risk area travelers, journalist travelers, faith-based travelers, pilgrimage travelers, U.S. students abroad, cruise ship passengers, LGBTI travelers, women travelers, travelers with disabilities, older travelers, U.S. volunteers abroad, travelers with pets, travelers with firearms, and then travel agents. All of these sections are independent about things that you need to know specifically about your category, because there are some places where gay and lesbian lifestyle is illegal still. And so we need to make sure that our travelers that fit within that community are going to be safe when they're choosing a destination to travel. Traveling alone as a woman, there are some places that women are considered third-class citizens, and therefore it may not be safe for you to travel by yourself. Traveling with pets. A lot of people travel with pets. What are the requirements for you to travel to certain countries with your pet? Those types of things are important. So the State Department is a great place for you to check out your circumstances, where you're going, what are the safety procedures, what do you need to know. And Canada is very similar. Because I have so many new friends from Canada, I wanted to make sure that I included some information. And so their website is travel.gc.ca. And it's almost identical to the U.S. State Department's website. So same titles, same information. And of course, we can cross-pollinate and look at each other's websites if you think something is missing from others. But just so you know, so that's safety and how you can Be a vigilant, safe traveler as you travel the world. That doesn't mean don't travel. That just means